All right, I'm Andrew Easton with the ESUCC and excited that Molly Ashoff with ESU 8 is here to share a little bit with us today about using choice boards and playlists for student agency, particularly in that remote setting. So Molly, thanks for your time and look forward to learning from you today.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Andrew. I just want to say, I think choice boards and playlists are an excellent option for in your regular classroom or during remote learning. And what it offers is an option or a way for students to have more choice and voice in what they do. So a choice board can be anything from tic-tac-toe board or more choices. Students can take a particular path. The teacher, the nice thing about it, the teacher selects what goes in those choices. So the teacher still has some control over it, but the student still has that agency of choosing the activities or choosing the order of the activities or maybe how they complete and get their grade and how they show that they know that they're completed or learned whatever the goals and objectives were. And a playlist is very similar. It's maybe just a little bit more linear, could be more individualized for each student, and the students just work through the activities. But one thing about it, in both choice boards or playlists, yes, the student has a lot of agency, but the teacher's still so valuable. They have to organize it, they have to do individual check-ins and work with the student, making sure that they're accomplishing what they need and still learning at the same time. So for your remote learning or in-person learning, I suggest using choice boards and playlists.
Yeah, and I think that really plays to that idea of that asynchronous or synchronous learning. And so you can do these types of things in this synchronous setting. If you're through video conferencing, you'd be there in a support role. You could do breakouts with students to check in to see that their progress through the choice board or through that playlist, what it would look like to kind of just be there. Like you're saying, this isn't in place of your interaction with the learner, but when they are able to learn asynchronously, or they're going to have those asynchronous, maybe homework moments, it's really great to have those options there. And so I think this does have its applicability. And in a remote setting, how do you facilitate this? Well, it could be anything from the traditional, right, of just sharing over that on a doc or a PDF. I like the idea too of doing this digitally with something like Google Slides, where you could share over in present mode a choice board where students could then click on. It would function very similar to a Jeopardy board, right?
Right.
Where you click on one of those and it would jump to slide 4 and give you what the options were underneath that. Any other kind of ideas to round out?
Yeah, I would just say that one of the other things that I really like, it allows the students to have independent work time, and a teacher can be working with an independent different student or a small group at the same time, whether that's remote or in the classroom. And so it allows teacher more time for one-on-one contact with students also.
Yeah, and we, been talking in person and remote, but there's also that hybrid in between that I think it would accomplish the very same thing that you're talking about. It's tough for teachers to be able to engage learners at home and in person when those situations happen. And if a choice board is in place, like you're saying, students have a little bit of autonomy to work asynchronously while their teacher, is taking time with different groups. And so if that is remediation or just getting a chance to check in, I think that there's some real applicability with these practices. So kind of anything else, I guess, as we're rounding out our thoughts on using a choice board? You have some resources for us, right?
Yep, I do. There's a slideshow put together that Andrew's going to give you there, and it is full of examples and where those examples come from, different blog posts explaining them. So feel free to use any of those to help you design choice boards or playlists.
Yeah, we're all about beg, borrowing, and stealing and trying to just grow together. So thank you, Molly, so much for your time and sharing on this topic today. And feel free to reach out to your local ESUs if you need any support or further help.
That's right. Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks.